Good morning, everyone. I'm Davin, and I've been working and serving at one Dharma center for 3 years. Today is a special day for me because it's my first time sharing my practice and reflection with you. As Reverend Ginger said, today's topic is how often does your mind pot boil? I am always busy running around. People tell me not to run, but to finish all my work. I have no choice but to run. When people continuously tell me not to run, I ride the golf cart. There are many times when my body and mind are exhausted working at the busy one Dharma center. I'm a one Buddhist minister, 교무님, and I'm a person who studies and practices the mind. This helps me overcome many hardships. If I had lived here without studying and practicing my mind, I'm sure I wouldn't be in this time and space. I've done a lot of mind study here, but today I'm going to talk about only two things. First, broadening my spectrum of understanding others. People in this world have different personalities. We are all different, just as twins are not all the same. There is a popular greeting among young people these days. What is your MBTI? Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. Have you heard of this? The MBTI categorizes human personality into 16 categories. I am an ESFP. E stands for extravagant, S sensing, F feeling, and P perceiving. But I just want to refer to those 16 types. After living for 31 years, I found that there are 8 billion types of people in this world because the world's population is 8 billion. Then, what is the first step in understanding others? It's about trying to see them as they are. William is William. Kathy is Kathy. Reverend Yu is Reverend Yu. We are all born in different countries and we have different environment in which we have lived. Yet, it's my desire to try to fit others into whatever box I'm thinking of. For example, I try to fit the juniors at school into my box. So, did I realize that it was my mistake? No. I didn't acknowledge my juniors at school as they were. And I tried to teach them according to my box. We should acknowledge and be patient with each other. This is because other people have the potential to fully recognize the problems they have and realize the solution. If we do that, we will be able to embrace everyone and become a person who welcomes everyone. and we can develop a good relationship with each other. Wouldn't it be better if your mind's bowl was a soup bowl rather than a sauce bowl? The second is to find grace in harm. Harm is something that makes me feel frustrated and disturbed. Then, what made Davin's mind difficult? There are 50 ministers living here. Once, there was a minister I became very disturbed with. Can you believe it? It's true. I'm human. Of course, this minister had no ill feelings toward me. I overcame the situation with patience and by acknowledging that we have different personalities. We think differently. We act differently. We are raised differently. And while consulting with my mentor minister, the minister said to me, "You are a metal that is solid as gold." This means that if someone gives me advice or criticism, I don't want to hear it. I can't accept it. And I hated him. And I blamed him. I wanted to avoid that person. But in order to do so, I had to leave the One Dharma Center. And a few days after decided to leave, I told myself, Davin, who is strong as gold, you can and you will overcome these sensory conditions, and you will become more solid and mature, which will give you growth. So deal with it. You must live with that minister right now. I did a deep introspection. The minister was the one who gave me an opportunity to make up for my shortcomings. I would have been able to grow to the next level if I had received and overcome it well by studying and practicing the mind. Just as solid gold becomes harder when melted. However, I didn't know the grace and just didn't want to hear it. So I pushed it away. At that time, I really wanted to leave this place, but I realized that I couldn't avoid that situation to solve my own problem. I'm saying this for the first time. When I found out about it, I cried in my room all day. Also, I wanted to grow more emotionally and spiritually. I felt really frustrated as I had no choice but to stay here to grow. However, turning resentment into gratitude for him. Now, I get along very well with him because I have studied and practiced these two things. I can share my experience. It's not as easy to understand differences in others and even to find grace in harm. It took me tremendous time, effort, trial, and error. I hope that all of us will become practitioners with a big heart to embrace all. Thank you for listening. Thank you.